Good afternoon. My name is Jim Conlan, and welcome back to the latest part of our sports show. As you know, in part three of our sports show each week, we premiere international sporting events taking place outside of Ireland. And up for discussion this week, the NBA Summer League is in full swing as most of the NBA teams prepare for the upcoming NBA season. And it's a chance to see some of the rising stars of next year's NBA league. And we're delighted to be joined by the Minnesota Timberwolves this evening, and to be joined by one of their exciting upcoming prospects, Wendell Moore. Wendell Moore, a small forward, a World Cup winner in under 17 World Cup winner for the United States of America, and probably one of the most upcoming exciting prospects of the Minnesota Timberwolves. And Wendell, if I can start off, delighted to have you there on with us this evening. How excited are you for the NBA Summer League, and our preparations in full swing at the moment?
Yeah, I'm super excited for Summer League. Something I've been preparing for. I mean, since the end of last season. So I've just been in the gym working hard. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a fun time out there, and hopefully we can get some wins.
Yeah, and I suppose, Wendell, you're heading into your second season with the Minnesota Timberwolves at the moment,
Yes.
and reflecting on last season, there was a good lot of positivity reaching the NBA sort of playoffs in terms of the play-in sort of series, and there was some sort of progression within the Minnesota Timberwolves organization as well. How would you sort of reflect on last year for yourself and Minnesota Timberwolves organization as such? Did you see a bit of growth, a bit of positivity? Do you feel that you're heading in the right direction?
Yeah, I definitely feel like I'm heading in the right direction. I think last year for me, I kind of got a chance to see it all. I mean, I played with the Timberwolves a lot. I played some games down in the G League. I made it to the plan. I got to experience the playoffs. So I think for me, I kind of experienced everything in one season. I mean, so that was really cool for me. I definitely think I'm headed in the right direction going forward. I had like some positive flashes last season. Hopefully, I mean, those go with some more opportunities and things like that, and then I can capitalize on those.
Yeah, and I suppose, Wendell, one thing that sort of struck me with every sort of NBA summer, there can be periods of uncertainties with teams, with players coming and going. But the Minnesota Timberwolves this season, it's very much a steady sort of progression. It's very much the same squad. All the faces that were there last year are here again this year, and it's been added to by Shake Milton from the Philadelphia Sixers coming in, a really exciting guard as well. So an awful lot of stability within the roster with Minnesota Timberwolves in terms of there's no having to get no 5, 6, 7 new teammates. An awful lot of the key faces that were there last year are there again this year. So that must help in terms of team growth and team bond and team unity to see that everyone is signed on again for another year.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, we kind of felt like we had a great core, and like what we did last year. I mean, we weren't upset with it. I mean, we think we had the team that can that has a chance to compete now. I mean, so we added a couple guys. Like you said, Shake and Troy, are two veteran guys who've proven themselves in this league. I mean, they're gonna help us young guys get better. Especially myself. Yeah, I mean, so we see a lot of positive stuff going forward.
And Wendell, in terms of your own plans, obviously your main aim is to try and crack the rotation and break into the Minnesota Timberwolves lineup on a regular basis this year. Obviously playing in the front court, obviously it's packed there with Rudy, with Anthony, with Cat in there. Where do you see yourself sort of fitting in terms of minutes, in terms of being able to contribute this year to the Timberwolves? Is the main key to try and crack that rotation and build your minutes as the season goes on?
Yeah, I mean that's always a goal. I mean, we always want opportunities to play. I mean, that's what we come to the NBA for. I mean, so for me, I think my ticket to that is going to obviously start on the defensive end. So just be able to guard, be a solid defensive player, just be able to knock down shots and play all the other good players we have. And Cat, Rudy, Mike, Jaden, Nas. I mean, they all create gravity around them. So just be able to play alongside them and just always stay ready.
Yeah, and Wendell, in terms of obviously Cat is the star centerpiece of this sort of franchise, Karl Anthony Towns, in terms of his leadership, in terms of younger guys like yourself, in terms of the locker room, is Cat really a go-to guy for all these players in this organization? Is he the sort of focal point for ye guys in terms of if you need a voice, if you need some helping a hand, is Cat there always there to give you that, to provide you with that?
Oh yeah, Cat's amazing. I mean, he's been there for, I mean, all year. I mean, even when he was hurt, he still made sure all the guys on the team were good. He brings us food to every road trip. He makes sure guys are good in the hotel. Anything we need. If Cat can help, he's going to help. So he's definitely one of the guys in the locker room that we look up to. Yeah, so he's a great leader for us.
And Wendell, in terms of being a world champion at under 17 level with the United States, I mean, that experience to have at your resume at a young age to be a world champion, how much do you think that is going to lead into in terms of your whole experience, in terms of your NBA career? It's giving you a solid sort of grounding in terms of knowing what it's like to compete at the high level and in terms of winning world honors.
Oh yeah, I mean, you kind of said it right there. I mean, that just gives me the opportunity to always compete at a high level. I mean, like you said, I won that at 17. I mean, I'm now 21. So that's 4 or 5 years of just me playing against the highest level competition every year. I mean, so that's only making me better every year. And that way, going into my rookie year, I mean, nothing was really that surprising. I mean, I was obviously kind of playing with some of the guys in the league now, some of the guys we play against, see around the world and things like that. So, I mean, it only made me better.
And Wendell, what would you describe for our audience, for our listeners? What type would you model your game on? If I had to ask you an NBA player or a former NBA player outside the league, who do you think your sort of game sort of resembles in terms of who do you sort of model your game around in terms of an icon or a fellow player within the league from a different sort of team? Who does Wendell Moore sort of appear like, or who would you like to resemble on the court?
I don't know. I mean, for me, I don't really. I mean, like try to resemble different guys. I mean, I try to take pieces of bits. I mean, but one guy I really do look at a lot, like his game, is Drew Holiday. I mean, we're kind of like the same size guard, like bigger guards in this league. Kind of impose ourselves from the defensive end. And I mean, he plays with 2 stars in Giannis and Chris Middleton. He's still able to do what he needs to do to make an impact on the floor. I mean, so just watching guys like that, how they carve out a role in this league. Yeah, I mean, that's all we can aspire to be.
Yeah, and you mentioned that in terms of that defensive ability and that guard ability, and it's so important these days to stop, to shoot out the elite sort of performers. We've seen the Denver Nuggets and Aaron Gordon being able to do that at such a high level. It's almost becoming a star quality in terms of being able to minimize key players, maybe to keep them under 10 or 12 points a night in terms of that. And how challenging is that for a youngster in terms of developing his game, not only being on the ball, but having to stop the likes of a Devin Booker going off, to having to stop the likes of a Jimmy Butler on any given night?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely challenging. I mean, because we're going to be against, again, the best talent in the world, huh? I mean, so some nights guys might be off, some nice guys may be on. I mean, all we can do is give maximum effort on defense, and make every shot hard. I mean, so that's what I try to do: just make every shot hard, make everything that the offensive player does hard. I don't want anything to be easy for us. Yes, I mean, it's never going to be easy, but I'm always up for the challenge.
And Wendell, finally for me to you, in terms of this news now about this NBA sort of play-in tournament mid-season, about this cup, this NBA Cup, is that exciting for you and players to have the opportunity to compete for another piece of valid silverware in an NBA season? Are you and the Minnesota Timberwolves, are you all excited about this cup competition in terms of extra opportunities and a chance to appear in the final in Vegas?
I mean, it's definitely exciting. I mean, because it gives us another chance to compete. It gives us a chance to compete. I mean, obviously, there's some compensation that comes with it if you win and things like that. But it's just another opportunity to show, that we're one of the premier teams in the league. So I think we'll be ready for it. It'll be interesting to see how it goes this first year, and how it goes going forward. But I think overall as a team, I think we're pretty excited about it.
Wendell Moore, thanks for joining us on the airways this evening to preview the NBA Summer League and also preview the upcoming season. And with the Minnesota Timberwolves, no doubt you'll play a vital key role in the organization as you develop and become a mainstay in the roster and a mainstay in the NBA for the years ahead. But for the moment, Wendell Moore, stay safe, take care, and God bless.
All right, thank you for having me.
Cheers. Thank you, Wendell.